Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here today to do a little cover using some ARTEZA Adhesive Felt. So it already has the adhesive on it, and I've done a review, or an opening of this and all of that on a previous video. ARTEZA is having a big Black Friday sale, and so make sure you go check them out on Friday if you're looking for art supplies or things, the day after Thanksgiving, so the 27th of November. I'm sure most of you know when Black Friday is, but just to make sure, they're having a big sale, so you'll want to go check them out because, art supplies on sale is always a good thing. So I have a piece of manila file folder here. It's just regular old manila file folder, and I thought we could make a cover using the felt. And then I have a piece of fun paper from Lorna at Tailor Made Journals. She's got a Christmas wrapping paper kit, which is really super fun because it's very nostalgic, which you can see from this, and that's what's going to go on the inside of this. And then I'm also going to do some pages for the journal out of her kit. So anyhow, I have cut this down to, I don't remember because my brain. So it's cut at about 10 3/4. I did it a little smaller because this felt wasn't quite as wide this way, by 8 1/4. Okay, so that's roughly what it is, but you could make whatever size journal you want. Just know that the 9x6 won't work because it's not quite wide as a piece of paper, because they measure when they're full size. I've poked some holes in this one, but this is a full sheet, so they're like 11 3/4 by 8 1/4. So that's the widest they are, is 8 1/4. So they're not 8 1/2. So I think this is A4 size, I believe. I don't really know, but anyway, that's what I'm assuming. Okay, so like I said, it is adhesive. I think I'm just going to do one side at a time. Maybe if I can peel the backing off. So see, it's like a big giant sticker basically. And I'm going to try to do one side at a time anyway. I just don't want it to, it's pretty sticky, so like once it's stuck because it's sticking to my hands. So I want to get this lined up very well if possible, because you know me and lining stuff up straight. It sticks to my fingers more than anything, and I kind of stretched it out a little bit right there, so I'll have to trim it. Okay, we'll just pray that we can get this other side down without like sticking to it ourselves forever. It looks like I might have cut my manila file folder a little short, so I'll have to trim the felt a little bit. I'm just trying to line up straight again. Okay, so I think this will be a super cute Christmas journal cover. It's just, I love like felt stockings and all that. Super fun. So I think that's kind of what this is going to be like, and I got both sides stuck there. So I think I will use my X-Acto blade to cut this, so hopefully I can kind of get it straight maybe. We'll see. So I hope you're all having an awesome day. I'm having a good day. The sun's shining, so that makes me happy. It's cold, but I'll take cold with some sunshine. And my daughter did great at the football game with her hand warmers and all that. She felt much better this time. Well, the real problem last time was that the band director didn't let the kids wear their parkas. He just thought that their sweatshirts were going to be enough, but they weren't. So they were all just completely frozen that last time. And so she was like having anxiety over the whole thing. She's kind of like I am with the cold. We don't deal with cold real great. So she was kind of dreading it, but she had a blast and was not too cold, and so it was fun for her. And that was the last game they get to play, so that's kind of a bummer. I mean, the football team is still going to play, but the band's not. In some ways, she was happy, though, just because it's gotten cold. So, but it was good. At least she got to go experience it a little bit. It's just too bad that it has to be all messed up this year. Hopefully, we can get things straightened around and not have that problem next year. That would be fabulous. We're back at stage 2 here, so we can't have big gatherings or any of that. We wear our masks everywhere anyway, so that's not really a new thing. I know some people don't like wearing them, but I don't really care, and I would hate a lot more to make somebody sick, so I just wear it. Even though it's not my favorite thing, it's not awful, so if it makes this end, then it's worth it. But we haven't known anybody else that's gotten it within this last week, so that's good. Not that there aren't cases, I just don't know anybody personally. Alright, so what I think I might do, just because there's this little bit of the manila file folder edge there, I'm going to go around and ink it a bit. I'm sorry, I keep messing with this, but it's all stuck to my fingers and everything. Okay, what did I do with my ink? Oh, it's right here by me. And I'm going to just try to kind of do the edge. I just don't want it to be quite so right as it was there. But I don't want to get a bunch on the felt. I want it to kind of be it's going to be a bright, happy journal. And I think it's going to be a mostly naked journal is how I'm going to sell it. So it'll pretty much just be, the cover will be done, pages will be sewn in. I might add a few pockets or something, but it's going to be mostly undone, so that if you want to purchase it and use it as a December daily, it would be great for that, because you know, it won't be all completely decorated, and you can put your own pictures and cards and fun memories in there. And I know a lot of people aren't doing a whole lot for Christmas, but hopefully you'll get some cards and have a few fun things. Maybe you could like take a picture of a Zoom call that you have with a family, or you know, something like that, and put it in. Or if you end up doing some special game, or who knows, you know, it seems there's always stuff that you can do to make it a little more fun. And I think I'm just going to mark on this where I want to cut it. But yeah, it's kind of one of those years. For sure, it's been weirder than weird. Just when you think it's going to be not weird anymore, something else happens. It's a crazy time. Mark it there. Mark it here. And I'm going to use my cutter now, so if you don't like the sound of the cutter, I'm going to use it. So I apologize, but it really works great for me, and it was such a nice gift, and so I want to keep using it. I really like it. But you can just hit the mute. Someone mentioned they don't like all the background noise that goes on. Well, unfortunately, I'm in my home, and I don't have anywhere else I can film where I can be away from everybody all the time. And because of COVID, you know, my kids are here quite frequently, and they do their best to be quiet, you know, but I'm not going to force them to sit in silence while I do stuff. And my cats, if you can control a cat, you're better than I. Because they just do whatever they want. But yeah, I can't do a whole lot about it, unfortunately, so I apologize if it bothers you. Okay, I'll have to trim that a little bit more. Isn't that funny how just by folding it, it makes that big of a difference? So let's get it glued down, and then I'll trim it just to make sure that I have enough. I don't want to like trim it short or something. So I'm going to use my tacky glue for this because that's what I prefer when I put covers together. Got it all stuck to my fingers, sorry. Yeah, it used to be pretty quiet around here until COVID hit, and then I'm rarely here by myself, which is fine with me. I love having my kids around, so they are the joy of my life for sure. But it's quite often a pretty full house. So I think I'm going to line it up with the middle and then go out to the edge because I think it'll be easier to trim that way. And plus I already folded it in half, so I kind of want my center to be my center. Does that make sense? The good part about using the tacky glue is that you can kind of move it around for a second before it grabs very much, which I like being able to do. Paper towel. So we get it pretty straight here. Looks like it. Yeah, I love manila file folders for doing this stuff. I just think they work great. You could use loads of things though, like a thin piece of cardboard off of like scrapbook stack of paper, you know how, or the covers, you know, that come on those would work great too, and a good way to use them up so that, you know, you're not throwing them away. But yeah, these file folders are great if you can get them. I know in a lot of places you can't get them, but another thing that I want to try is, I don't know if you guys have seen in the new Amazon shipping packages, I think somebody, I don't know if it was Rachel or who, did a video on making a cover, journal cover out of their new like biodegradable covers that are like brown paper, and they have some kind of sprayed in filler instead of like bubble wrap type stuff, so that, you know, they degrade, which is awesome. But they have just the coolest like crinkly, I don't know, they're super fun, so I kind of want to do something with one of those. I just have to play with one and figure out what would work, because I don't really know. Just a little lip there, and I may just, I don't know, I don't think I want to cut, well, it does kind of go all the way. So I'll try to trim it a little here. I just don't want to try, I don't want to cut the felt. I don't really want to cut that anymore either. If I can get it with this. I need to put a new blade in this, I think. Yep, it looks like that was it. Okay. So I think that's going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and ink around that too. It's got a weird edge right there. Yeah, this wrapping paper is super cute, Lorna. I like it. Reminds me of when I was a kid. I mean, you know, like some of them are a little earlier than when I was a kid, but a lot of those styles seem to stick around for a while. I don't think they changed stuff quite as much as they do now. It's very nostalgic anyway, or maybe my family just, because I know like my dad kept it all covered up in the attic, all the paper, and so some of it lasted for years, you know. Maybe that's why. So there's that, and I will stitch around it too, just to give it another cute edge. But what we're going to do is add a little something to the front, and I think I'm going to use this fabric, and that was a gift from Robin. Thank you, Robin. What did I do with the other piece? There it is. And I've got, this is one of the greeting cards that I got at Walmart, but you could get, you know, you can get greeting cards cheap anywhere, but it was this pack. Okay, so I think I'm going to stitch that to that, and I'm not going to go all the way through the whole journal because, you know, I've put this on. I guess I could have stitched it on there first and then added this, but I didn't, so I'll just be stitching that to that. I'm just going to ink this up a little so it's not quite as bright. I do want it fairly bright though, still. Just get the edge a little take down. So I will pause the video for just a minute. I'm going to go stitch around that. And let's see, can I stitch around the whole thing? Trying to think what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to go stitch around both things, and then that way I can see, you know, how I want that. And then we're going to add something else down here, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and it all came back to me. As I said, I've used this felt before, the adhesive felt, and I forgot, when you stitch it, your sewing machine doesn't like the sticky on the back, and so it misses stitches and all that kind of thing. So this is not intentional, but we're going to pretend that it's intentional because I don't know what else to do. I tried to do it slower and all kinds of things, and yeah, it didn't matter how I did it. It didn't want to. So anyways, we're going with it the way it is because I don't know how to fix it since like I said, I tried doing it slower and starting over and doing all that, but it just won't. This turned out great. You can see the stitching around that's just fine, but you know, that's life. Such is life. It's a junk journal, and these are the dilemmas that we face, right? Okay, so I have made some, if I can find the other leaf, like poinsettias, and I didn't do this on camera because I was just using my die cutting, my Big Shot. So I just used the Succulents framelit dies from Stampin' Up. Try to put it up closer there. I don't think they make this one anymore because I think after I got it, it went out of production or whatever. So anyway, but if you can find something like that that has multiple layers of like flowers, or if you have a punch, you can do the same thing. Even if your punch, say, only punches like that size or just this size, you can use multiples of them and stack them, because you'll see these are basically the exact same thing, just one's smaller and one's larger. And I just put over the opening the petal, you know, to make more of a dimensional flower. And then this was also one of the flowers. You can see I just kind of punched it like that, and to make some leaves. And I know they're pretty close to the color of the background, but that's what I had. So and that's all the adhesive felt as well, and it does punch really well in the Big Shot. You don't want to sew it, but it punches really well. So that's the good news. It comes out of the, and you can also emboss it in the embossing folders, if I could speak words. Yeah, so it works great for that too. I think you could make all kinds of different fun covers. I was going to do one around Halloween and I spaced it. So when they asked me to do a Christmas something, I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to use that to make a, that's why I got it in the first place, was to make a cover, because I thought it would be such a fun cover to do. And there's lots of colors, and you get one sheet of each color, so you don't get multiples of colors. So kind of once you've used it, it's used, but they're just real fun, bright, happy colors. It kind of reminds me of Gail's Craft Tex stuff that she uses. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But I think it's a great Christmas journal cover for sure. Okay, so I'm going to peel these maybe. And I might just put like a little glue in the center just to make sure, because I've got so many different textures there. I just don't want it to like lift. I don't think it will, because it's pretty darn sticky, as you saw it sticking to my fingers. But I think I just want to make sure, since it's sticking on top of itself and all that, that it isn't gonna just fall off. But I just want to figure out how I want it here. Oh, I need to put the leaves under first. I forgot to do that. That one doesn't look like it has a whole lot of sticky right there. So we'll put this like that. And find the other one. I guess if I did I don't know what I was going to say, I'm sorry. My mind just drew a blank there. Okay, so I'm going to put these like this. And oh, and I just punched out those center little circles that are yellow using my hole punch. So that's all I did to get those, and I just punched out 3 of them and put them together in the center of the flower. So that was that. Let's try to get all those little spaces kind of covered up. Did you already eat that sandwich?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Boys. My daughter came home with a sandwich for him and he already inhaled it. Okay. So that is my ARTEZA Adhesive Felt cover. I think that's super fun. I'm so happy. I love it. So yeah, that's that. All right, so what I thought we could put inside as kind of one of the pages or whatever is a double pocket. I tried to cut this to make it a page, but I thought I would be able to get off, you know, all the red when I cut it down to size, but there's still a little left. And I backed it too with Allie's paper, so you're not even going to get to see that, but I'm going to put these two together and then stitch them into the signature so they'll be like a pocket. So I need to figure out top and bottom, obviously, so that goes that way. It's going to go like this, and we want the edges to meet, but we don't want, I just need to cut that down to that size because otherwise I'm going to mess it up. I can already see it happening. Okay, so this one is 4.5 by, we're going to cut it down and make it 6.5, 4.5 by 6.5, just to make it easy on ourselves. I don't want to cut the Christmas off. I don't really want to cut the stitching either. I don't think it's, yeah, it's gonna miss the, barely, but it missed it. So, okay, so we're gonna cut this the same. 4.5. 6.5. Okay. And then one's going to go this way and one's going to go the other way. And unfortunately we won't get to see Allie's cute paper, but now that they're stuck inside of each other, we've always got that little bit hanging off, and I always forget about that. Okay. Yeah, I just had a scrap of this left, but I really like it for in this journal, so I wanted to use it. Thought this pocket would be a fun way to do it. And I'll probably stitch around it too, but for now we're just going to glue it and I'll stitch around it later. Alright, hopefully we got that all figured out now. So I'm just going to run glue. Oh, you know what else we need to do before we do that is put in a thumb notch. Oh my goodness, come on. Just want it on a line so that I can get sort of maybe where the middle is. For my thumb notch. Oh, I can do it through the whole thing. That's right, but we'll still find the middle here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking at like right around here, roughly. I stink at this kind of stuff. Okay. I think that's roughly the middle of each one. You can just eyeball it too, it doesn't matter. So I am going to stitch it, but I want it glued for now, so. And I'm going to run it up the middle too, even though it's not necessary because it's going to be sewn into the signature. I just want a little bit in there to keep it totally crooked. keep it in the center of the signature so nothing's falling through. Okay. Now the trick is lining it up. And this is a super simple thing to make to go in your journal, but it's kind of fun. And you can decorate it up so it's cute. And since I can have the thumb notch all the way through because it's, you know, you're going to want to be able to grab it from both sides. Whatever we put in there, a journaling card or a tag or whatever. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, that'll be cute. So then if you have your page like this, you can have that and have a little pocket in there, which is fun. Okay, so that's what I'm using, and I've got a couple that I printed here, but then pretty much the rest of the paper in the journal is going to be Lorna's Christmas wallpaper, or not wallpaper, wrapping paper. So anyway, I hope you guys liked that, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will chat again soon. Don't forget to check out ARTEZA's sale on Black Friday. Chat soon. Bye-bye now.